suppose music has always been a part of my life. My family are musicians. I come from a family of my father, my 5 uncles all play music, so it's been around me since I was a baby. So my style of music categorises under folk blues. I grew up listening to Michelle Shocked, Anita Franco, Live, the band Live. Creativity is such a fickle thing. I never really know when it's going to hit or where it's going to take me. At the moment, the songs that are coming into my head, it's starting to take more of a jazz R&B feel on it. My music's definitely going to go in a new direction. I'm just not sure where yet. When I first started performing on stage, I was pretty petrified. Granted, I was like 6 or 7 years old.
Rihanna rings like a bell through the night. Wouldn't you love to love her? She takes to the sky like a bird in flight. Who will be the lover? All your life you've never seen a woman taken by the wind.
After many years of jumping up on stage, I love it. I got to perform with Mark Vincent last weekend, which was a bit exciting. But before I go on stage, it's this big, beautiful stage in a gorgeous, huge auditorium, and right before I walked out, my heart was pounding. I could feel it in my chest. But as soon as I took that step on stage and the lights were on me, everything calmed down. I went, oh, okay, this is where I'm meant to be. When I'm on stage, I love to tell bad jokes.
So I told you that sometimes I drool if I concentrate too hard. I was 16 years old and my dad was teaching me to play classical gas, right? But if I play and I'm really concentrating, 1, my mouth hangs open, and 2, so if it's really intense, I forget to swallow, and I was practicing and I dribbled on my guitar.
Those moments where you're on stage and you're tuning your guitar or something happens and you need to stall for time, they're the moments that my worst jokes rise to the surface. Like, did you know that people who live in teepees are really intense? Example. My album, it's called Pink Plastic Spoon. I couldn't help but come up with the very terrible pun, want a spoon? The amount of trouble that sticker has got me in pubs or wherever I'm playing, because people come up and be like, yes lady, I'd like to spoon. I'm like, no, I'm just kidding, it was a metaphor. Buy my CD. So one random fact about me is I live in my van. My name is Laura Zarb and this is my home.
Next flavor, please.
This is called the dumpy truck, and I inherited the dumpy truck from my father. It's currently sitting on 418,000 kilometres. My beautiful, sweet dumpy truck has many quirks. One of them is that the back door doesn't really open unless you give it a bit of a kick. I'm going to travel and take my album up and down the coast of Australia, so why would I spend money on rent? 1 month turned into 5 months, and before I knew it, I'm still on the road and have no idea when it's going to end. I did have a, you know those old steering wheel locks? If I park in kind of seedy, scary places, I would sleep with it next to me so I could smack someone if I had to. But that's gone now, so now if I get scared, I just clutch my keys tightly so I can make a quick escape. Good thing is, no rent. I get to go travel and see new places. I have to be very careful before I have a drink though. I have to be determined that that's where I'm going to sleep. Don't drink and drive, because I can't drive my home when I'm drunk. When I was 15, I moved to Kentucky. My dad and uncle were playing the Kentucky Bourbon Festival, which then led to me going to an international boarding school in Arizona, and it was set right in the middle of all the red rocks, so it was like being in a John Wayne movie. I came back to Australia for a bit and started university. Decided I wanted to go live in Mexico, so exchanged to Mexico City and played in a stomp band and banged on trash cans and toured with a whole bunch of Mexicans, and that was a blast. And then I moved to Austin, Texas and finished uni there, so I did 3.5 years in Austin, which is the longest I've lived anywhere since I was 15. I finished university, moved back to Australia and thought I better get a real job. I started working at Flight Centre as a travel agent, and kill me now, it was the worst job for me in the world. I got to the point where I thought, if I'm going to be spending 99% of my life on anybody's dreams and goals, they may as well be mine. So that's what inspired me to take the plunge. You're telling the world that you're going to really go for your dream. And I think that's really exhilarating, but it's terrifying, because then if you fail, everybody sees it. Ever since I started following my passion and just doing what my heart told me that I wanted to do, my life has been an incredible run of experiences, and I've met the most amazing people along the way. And you know, I'm living in my van. It's not glamorous, but I'll tell you what, I'm so damn happy. I'm Laura Zarb. You can find my stuff on Facebook and Twitter, and make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel because I've got a whole bunch of new stuff coming out soon.